Hi, I'm Cassandra Sechler. I'm the writer, director, producer, editor, makeup artist, and Lovesick.
It's been an interesting or perhaps challenging experience, so I'm just wondering if you guys could speak to doing that.
Sure. For They Will Know You by Your Fruit. So originally I met Val in Toronto. We met through TIFF. She invited me. She saw my work online and she invited me to come to a couple screenings with her. And she admitted to me that she had never done a horror movie because she was actually pretty squeamish about certain things, and me being the enabler that I am, I'm just like, oh my god, let's do something, and I'm gonna like cover shit in gore. So I convinced her to do something that would be short, but something that would also pay homage to our own identities as Black women, like navigating the world today and more specifically navigating the film industry and like trying to put more perspectives out for people that live our lives and et cetera, et cetera. So I went to Montreal, and this actually relates to the question about using spaces or whatever else. So my background is primarily in punk, and like we just have like a DIY ethic, like whatever you have access to, that's what you're gonna use, like at that time. So I try to like create with the idea of like what's accessible to me and what I could possibly get away with, because I think that guerrilla filmmaking is probably like one of the best things you could possibly do. So me and Val just kind of like used her kitchen in her tiny apartment in Montreal because that was the only space that we had access to, and we built the story off of that. And I originally didn't plan on being in it, but she like convinced me to be in it. I was really trying to get her to like invite other people because one, I don't really like being in front of cameras, and I wasn't too confident with my acting skills, but lo and behold, I'm acting in my next movie. But, you know, so, but once we started talking about like J. Miriam Sims, who was like our prime subject, J. Miriam Sims, he's called the modern father of gynecology. However, he earned that title by testing on enslaved Black women. And we were just talking about like transgenerational trauma and things of such nature, and like we just really vibed off of like the space that we had available to us, and like, you know, and then she talked me into doing it, so yeah.
And for me, I wasn't supposed to be the actor. I actually hate being in front of the camera, and I've acted in one of my own shorts and directed it previously, and that short was Wire Boy. And it is kind of like I'd rather have my mind fully on directing everything that's happening instead of directing myself. I personally am not fond of that. And the actress like was all set, and then the day of couldn't make it. And it was kind of like, no, we're shooting this today, and my backup plan was I'll do it. And it's funny though, because you'd think that I would cast myself, because it's definitely like, who do you find to do that? It's definitely, and it is a very dark and personal and sexual concept. But one of my friends was like, oh, I really want to act in something. I love your work. And then it was like, oh, do you? Okay. But that's okay, you know. People, for whatever reason, they have their reasons for quitting the day of. So we did it, and I'm glad that I did it because, man, even I was going to pay this person, obviously, but I didn't pay myself, and that was a long day. That was like a 16-hour day. Half of it was makeup, and it was like, ooh, this hurts to do this. And I had practiced it, because I even made a video for her, like, think of this when you're doing it, like gyrating, you know, bend like this, like practice. So I'm glad that I did it because it made, I felt comfortable doing anything. So it was really more of like using what I had to be able to like make this film. And it's funny, I enjoyed it in a really weird way, but I wouldn't want to cast myself again.
Yeah, fair enough. I wanted to go from that to the broader question of casting in general, because I felt all of your films had,
and it's having this fantasy about how humans have sex, which I think is But why didn't you concentrate specifically on individuals in that? Like, there's no fucking, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, ooh, and then, you know. Last question.
Well, for me, Lovesick is an exploration of objectification and betrayal and like beauty ideals. And so for me, it was kind of like, if someone from another planet was just kind of like, oh, human sexuality, how do they have sex? I'm going to masturbate while dying to my ideals of like what I think humans, how they would sexualize each other. And also it was kind of like, there's all kinds of layers into it. Like, I did head makeup, but I didn't use it. I thought, if people are objectifying each other and wanting pictures of each other or something, it's just their bodies. And how even humans like objectify each other and use each other, and human sexuality is insanely dark. And so I wanted it to be open to like anyone to be able to interpret, and that's why they're aliens and not necessarily totally female or male. Obviously, one is a little more male-centric than the other, but just that darkness of how we view the other and fantasize about them, use them for our own pleasure, and destroy ourselves.
That's how you know.
The first segment, Tearful Surrender, is about a sea siren and her witch accomplices who must feast on human souls to survive. And it's pretty straightforward. But it's like one of those ambitious things where you start big and you're like, okay, I want it to be feature, shot in England, all these things. That's my next dream project. Keep it short.
You've got featured film.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Moi?
Yeah.